Alrighty, guys, we're back for Rakdos Reanimator, and this is an Aetherdrift, Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some Ranked. All 4 Zombify, 4 mana, sorcery speed, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. What do we want to reanimate with this? Well, a couple Valgavoth ought to do it, right? How about Trumpeting Carnosaur? All 4 of them making the cut. We got to do some rearranging because it has that bottom ability. 2 in a red, discard this card. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Awesome stuff. So it discards itself, and then we can bring it back with Zombify. Get that awesome ETB effect where you discover 5, discover another Zombify, bring back Valgavoth. Okay, now at that point, you probably would have just zombified Valgavoth, right? If it was already in your grave. But still, I guess technically that is a line, and Discover 5 is no joke, dude. Harvester of Misery also here on the top end. Same concept with the Carnosaur. Got to do some rearranging. Has this bottom ability for 1 and a black. Discard this card. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Awesome stuff. Removal goes a long way, huh? Speaking of removal, Bitter Triumph, of course, making the cut, also helping us discard that top end. Discard that Valgavoth and get ready for the Zombify. More removal, we might as well go over the rest of it, right? We have 3 cut down packed in, should do the thing. We also have a Liliana of the Veil. Board wipe packed in too, a couple Brotherhood's End. If you're up against a deck list where Brotherhood's End is doing nothing, well, perfect. Trade it out with one of your discard effects. Something like Fear of Missing Out. Yeah. I'm not actually going to take the time to go over Fear of Missing Out. We actually see it a surprising amount in a bunch of different deck lists, huh? Bitter Reunion also helping us trade cards into the graveyard. With all this extra discard, Monument of Endurance ought to be pretty cool. All 4 of them making the cut. It's a 3 mana artifact. Whenever you discard a card, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Draw a card, or create a treasure token, or each opponent loses 3 life. Kind of acting as the main card draw in here, but not the only way to draw cards. Well, I talked about the Bitter Reunion already, but we also have Brass's Tunnel Grinder making the cut as a 2 of in here. Only a 2 of it is a legendary artifact, but honestly, we wouldn't mind trading out this legendary artifact to get that top ability again, because when it enters, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. It's kind of no joke in a Monument of Endurance deck list, especially when that deck list is also running Marauding Mako. It's a 1 red mana 1/1. It does have cycling for 2. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, you put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature. So early game, it's going to be a creature that grows as the game goes on. But late game, we probably just end up cycling this out, especially if we have Monument of Endurance on the board, right? Okay, guys. I think that's everything already. Let's talk about the mana base real quick. Do have, we're opting for early game. So Blackcleave Cliffs as a 4 of. All 4 Verge too. Restless Vents making the cut, mainly to fit the discard theme. Night Market making the cut for the cycling 3. Interested to see how much this 1 of is actually going to do. And a couple Fabled Passages too. Here's what the deck list is leaning towards. Just a little bit red. So why only 4 Swamp? Well, that's because of the Verge, right? We kind of have a balance where we're treating Verge as just a black source. But realistically, I think most of the time, it's just going to be an excellent Rakdos dual land. Over in the honorable mentions, guys, Ruckus Theater. There's probably so many cards I could have packed into the honorable mentions, guys. But I wanted to talk about Ruckus Theater, especially since it works well with the Verge. Again, just opting for the early game, which I think is going to be very, very important. So if we see a tapped land early on or 2 tapped lands, I think the opponent might just run us right over. So, all right, guys. I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I think it's going to be pretty good, man. I don't know, as long as we have the first couple turns, our removal hits well, right? And then we lead right into some solid setup, whether it's Monument or actually getting the Zombify on time too. I think it's going to be decent. So we have our early turns. No turn 1 if we go Fable. We go first, so we won't see anything off the top here. Probably going to be that turn 1 Fable. Thinning the deck list could be a little bit iffy, but Also, based on the hand, we want to grab a red source for sure. Just going to pop it now. I'm not going to wait till the end of the opponent's turn. I never see a real reason to do that, but I suppose it is good practice. All right. Valgavoth is the card to send here. See some mana. Yeah, there we go. Okay, okay. We're lined up, guys. River Turn Monument. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that should be scary. Actually very tempted to cycle out the Mako. We'll keep our instant speed things open. Swing with the fear. Yep, let's keep the instant speed things open. Okay, looks like they're going to keep their instant speed things open too. Let's cycle out the Mako. We're looking for the 4th mana. We find the 4th mana, but the opponent has everything they need to stop this Zombify. Do I try it? Do I try it? I don't know. We could just go Monument, get a counter spell out of the opponent's hand, and still keep the cut down open. Establishing Monument. Yeah, we should. We should just establish the Monument, right? I feel like this is going to be a counter spell no matter what, and I'm scared about it. Well, I guess it could be removal for the fear of missing out. It's a bitter triumph, guys. They only have the Verge open. You don't suppose it's a Spell Pierce, right? Since Spell Pierce came back, I haven't seen anyone playing with it yet. I'm going for it, dude. Come on down, Valgavoth. I think it's the Monument holding us here. Okay, they go ahead and mill. We get a second Valgavoth into the grave. And fear of missing out, Delirium. No, Liliana, get out of here. No. My heart, my soul. Well, crap. Brotherhood's End does take care of the Liliana, if that's what we want to do. Trumpeting Carnosaur does too. I think I'll let them keep the Liliana for the turn. Let's set up the Monument of Endurance. We could get the Mako down, because they don't have the -2 yet on the Liliana. And then, if they... Let's see what we can pull off here. Yeah, having a free turn to establish Monument and everything makes the most sense to me. Liliana plus will get rid of Brotherhood's End. They might not plus, though. They might want to keep their whole hand here. Emotions are distractions. Yeah, dude, we're going to be in danger in no time. They do end up plussing. Maybe it's cut down, actually, because Brotherhood's End could still be some kind of emergency, and I don't know what the cut down's going to do against the opponent. Okay. Okay, and we're going to replace it with the Monument of Endurance. Also, Mako getting a boost. Awesome. I don't think we want Treasure. If we go Treasure, we could find Untap Source off the top and go Carnosaur, which could be pretty good. Maybe we just, like, drain the opponent's life, actually. No, probably not. We probably go for card draw. It is going to be some mana. Okay, they go -3 on the Mako. It is going to be more mana, too. Well. Yeah, Jace being 6 now. 8 cards in the grave. They go -6. River Churn Monument. They could have something else in hand, too. I think we're in a lot of danger here, man. I do. My apologies, opponent. I am thinking, buddy. Playing the Carnosaur would be really cool, but overall, this might be a little awkward. because we're not taking care of the Liliana this turn. But I think I'm going to hit the Jace to make sure that we don't just completely get milled out next turn. And some extra card draw should really go a long way here, especially if we find another way to discard. Bitter Triumph. Okay, that's good, right? That's really good. So now, I think I'm going to let them keep the Jace. We're going to use that timeout, guys. Let's discard a card. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to hit the Liliana. Although Liliana's a 2. Another discard. Okay, let's hit the Jace. Very well, very well. I'm still going to keep the Brotherhood's End, of course. We're discarding. This time we don't need the treasure, so we're going to have them lose 3. Then Mako can swing at Liliana, keeping it at 1, so they don't have the -2. Okay, that was all very weird. If we would have known we were drawing Bitter Triumph, we would have just Carnosaured the Liliana, of course, right? So that is something to consider of, like, I could have thought about, well, if we see a Bitter Triumph, then we're good to go. But if we didn't see it, getting the Jace down to 3 so that way they don't have a huge -X ability, I think that still all made sense. Second Jace. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Holy cow. We're in so much danger. Oh, they just go the mill this time. They're setting up to try to win next turn. Yeah. Yeah, we have 26 cards in the grave, 26 cards. They go discard. All right. If we draw, we could go -3, get them down to 9. But then whatever we see off the top, Mako will be 5 getting through for another 4. River Churn kills us next turn. So seeing 1 card further, or just hoping that the top deck is something that discards, I say 3 life because I think we could win. I do. I think we could just top deck something that discards. Oh no, it's mana. No. All right, so we do lose to the exhaust ability next turn. So if I would have went draw, we probably still would have lost, right? I believe so. Good game, opponent. Wow. An interesting one, to say the least. Hopefully, I guess I'll keep the mountain around. Either way, they're gonna start with the River Churn exhaust ability next turn. Unless, ooh, Trumpeting Carnosaur was the next card. So again, if I would have drawn on Monument, it would have been the exact same concept though, right? I believe so. They do go -2 to get rid of the Mako. Good game, opponent, yeah. I already dropped the GG, right? I'm thoroughly impressed with what River Churn Monument has been doing recently, dude. For real. That's a very dangerous exhaust ability. But also, I don't know. We kind of did the thing, right? Yeah, hopefully I thought it through well enough there for you guys. We totally reanimated Valgavoth, ran right into a Liliana, unfortunately, but we did the thing. Yeah. Maybe some earlier Monument draws if I would have just went -3. Probably not though, because then of course we would have seen less off the top, which would have changed a lot of things too. I know one thing, every time I play with the Monument, the decisions that it gives you is pretty rough sometimes. Opponent goes first. We keep this. Okay, we can successfully start with the Verge and still have the cut down open. Deep Cavern Bat. You get out of my hand, Deep Cavern Bat. Alright, pop it with a cut down. They still get to look at our hand though. Mako. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind just keeping Harvester of Misery open though too. Yeah, if it's Deep Cavern Bat number 2. No, that's actually fine, isn't it? I will establish the Mako. Establishing the Mako, of course, would have been much better last turn, but then they would have hit the cut down on Holy Annex. Okay, a swamp. I don't mind seeing that. But Brass's Tunnel Grinder, big swing. Let's do it. Let's do it, dude. Why not? Because we're about to draw 5. Mana, Fear of Missing Out. Brass's Tunnel Grinder number 2. I don't think Mako's going to survive the turn, but if it does, Brass's Tunnel Grinder number 2 might be pretty gross. Might keep the Fear of Missing Out in hand, though. We'll see. We'll see what the opponent ends up doing. Liliana, Mako's out of the equation. Probably Fear of Missing Out. Ooh, that's a lot of mana. That's a lot of mana, dude. Let's thin the deck list. For sure. We'll grab a... I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? I'll grab a mountain. We have everything we need on the board. Fear of Missing Out. Now that the deck list is thinned, we'll discard a mountain. Even though that doesn't give us Delirium yet. Oh, Fear of Missing Out going to get hit by a cut down potentially. Monument of Endurance. All right, there we go. It is going to be a cut down. The big thing that we're concerned about, of course, is their giant demons. They do find their 5th mana if they just want to go Ritual Chamber. They go for the discard. We're going to go Mountain.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
I know one thing, having the Monument down as soon as possible should be good, but now we're going to have a big flying threat in the air. Fear of Missing Out isn't terrible, is it? Let's go Verge, Monument, Fear of Missing Out. Get rid of the Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Do we go card draw? Mako, treasure token, we could get the Mako down. Probably, yeah, no, card draw. We probably need to find some removal for their demons, right? Now, at the end, we do have the Searing Rift here. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by this, however you pronounce that, discover X, where X is the spell's mana value. Did you swing? Oh, Bloodletter came down. Oh, we're gonna die, dude. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna super die. That's rough, man. Get rid of the vents and I guess drawing a card, right? I guess. There's been a lot of moments where I'm thinking, should I just be going -3 all these turns in a row, you know? Alright, so Bitter. Could still find a 4-mana card. Mako might just need to be cycled, right? Yeah, Bitter, we could find Zombify. Get rid of the cut down because it doesn't hit their board anyways. Brotherhood's End also doesn't hit any of their cards. So again, I guess we just go draw, try to find that Zombify. Mako. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Well, at that point, we can go red source, see what we discover on the Brotherhood's End. I guess cleans up their Liliana.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Oh, permanent spells, guys. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it didn't really matter. We could have Mako'd into a Mako. X is that spell's mana value, so discover 1, right? Yeah, good game opponent. That was pretty brutal, actually, right? I don't know if it's possible to where, like, early game, maybe it was detrimental to trade out everything for the Mako when we're up against mono black. We pretty much knew that it was going to die to something. But what we ended up trading out, we got back. It was Brass's Tunnel Grinder, right? Traded out 4 cards, drew 5 cards. Getting a bunch of achievements today for some reason. We'll check those out at the end of the video, though. I wonder if all these achievements were just really close, or it's because I'm playing Reanimator for the first time since the achievements have been out. That's very possible, too. Guys, I believe in the deck list. I think it can do the thing. Okay. Fabled Passage. Grab a red source. We'll totally be fine here. Let's do it. Get it out of the way. And then Fear of Missing Out, probably. Heartfire Hero. Okay. You know what, then? Cut down's a good draw. Yeah, let's establish the Mako. And just cut down the hero. Yeah, while we can cut down the hero, we should, right? Also, if that was like a Cacophony Scamp, we would have cut it down first and then played the Mako. Manifold Mouse. All right. We have removal for that, too. That's great news. Ooh, Harvester of Misery. We could keep the Harvester. Or, no, we shouldn't, because if they have mana open, they can get around the -2/-2 really easily. We do this before combat because it affects the combat. Yeah, I was going to say Harvester for another Heartfire Hero makes sense since it's a minus ability, right? But they do go Shock for the Mako. I'm going to have a swing with the Swift Spear. All right, third mana's excellent news. Now we pop the Swift Spear. And again, we do this now because they can easily get above the 3 with the prowess on the Swift Spear. Very, very easily, right? Swift Spear number 2. All right, we definitely need to get something established on the board very, very soon. We have creature instant land, so we could discard Bitter Reunion. Ooh, Fear of Missing Out. I think I'd prefer keeping both Fear of Missing Outs based on what we're up against for sure. So let's get rid of the Bitter Reunion. Now we have Delirium. And 4th mana. So Bitter Triumph, we could just keep it open. We could decide on their turn whether we want to discard the Fear. I think we'll end up paying 3 though, but that's pretty dangerous against mono red for real. The problem here is I really like having... Okay, they got Lightning Strike. They're just going for it. So they're missing out on the prowess next turn, but that must mean they have something else to play next turn too, right? All right. Well, now we know we're probably going to take the 3 from the Bitter Triumph, especially if it's just going to be like, let's say they boost the Swift Spear to somewhere around 3 anyways. At that point, we'll probably end up taking less damage. Cards like Monstrous Rage. They decide nothing. All right, I'm just going to take the 1. I think Bitter Triumph might just have a better target. Or no target, apparently. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hold back for now. Carnosaur. I will say this, all 4 Zombifies in here for a very good reason, huh? Maybe we want even more cards that help us reanimate. But at 5 mana, that might be a little steep for what we're doing right now. All right, Fear of Missing Out. Let's ditch the Carnosaur, see what we see. Fabled Passage. There's a 5th mana. A 5th mana that I'll be discarding to the Bitter Triumph, though. It's a little awkward, but I think that's okay. This is one of those instances where Monument being our only card draw is a little rough. Well, not our only card draw. That's not true, necessarily. But yeah. I will totally try the block. Is there anything else you want to stack on top of that Swift Spear by chance, opponent? Is there anything else? No? Aw, geez. Okay. So we will discard a card. Again, paying the 3 would be fine right now, but I feel like it's not usually fine. You know what I mean? So, yeah, still something open here, guys. Even if Fear of Missing Out takes another lightning strike off of our face, that should be fine and dandy. Mako coming down as a creature, or do we cycle? I guess we see what happens to our Fear of Missing Out first. I think Mako might come down as a creature. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. The cycle also could have been pretty good, though. It's a shock. It's a shock that's not hitting our face, guys. Oh, Heartfire Hero. Crap. That's not good news. Based on their last turn, I bet... Oh, okay. I bet they top-decked that hero. We're in danger, bro. We're in a lot of danger. Oh, mana. I'm going to keep that in hand. We can't successfully block the hero here, but we could still... We could get the swing through, right? Get the 2 through, and then we could go no attacks. Have an emergency chump blocker. I'm going for it, dude. We're going for it, and I'm going to keep the mountain to trade out just in case we find something to actually trade out. In desperate need of a Zombify. Let's see what the opponent top decked here. They're going 2 villages. It could still be like a Monstrous Rage. Down to 6. And... Ooh, Bitter Triumph. Okay. We'll take 3 from the hero. Again, we could play it safe. Keep the fear. Okay. No matter what, we at least get 2 through down to 8. Now we could play it safe, keep a blocker, but dude, we're just in so much danger, huh? Going down to 3, it could just be a lightning strike off the top anyways. Getting them down to 6. It could mean something. All right, but I will keep the emergency blocker just in case this time. Especially since double rock face village, it would be all too easy for the opponent to clean this up with 3. We do this now before they draw, because they could draw into something that boosts the hero, and then that would kill us anyways, right? It's a mountain. It's a mountain. All right, same concept as last turn, guys. I am going to try to just play it safe, even though if they miss, we could threaten lethal next turn. Oh, geez, bro. Oh, geez. No, I should... Oh, no. I should play it safe. There's like... I don't know. That's really tough, man. Oh my goodness, they missed, didn't they? Valgavoth, well, we missed too, huh? All right. Same concept. Down to 4, only now if they miss, we're actually threatening lethal next turn. Yeah, we keep the extra mountain because what are we going to do with the 5th source on the board? Holy cow, dude. I don't even know who was getting unlucky there. I guess mono red at that point, right? Missing all those turns in a row when we're at 3. However, boy oh boy, did we stop a lot. I mean, this was just a mono red onslaught of cards for real. A lot of our creatures took a significant amount of burn off of our face, which that's important, man. Sometimes, I mean, I wonder how important it was for the creature to actually keep our creatures off the board, because as they were cleaning up our creatures, that means less blockers too, so all of that needs to be factored in to some extent. I'm glad we were able to get there, but guys, I feel like things could line up a little bit better in some of these, right? Am I crazy? Hopefully I'm playing it out well enough. I still have like a lot of confidence in the list, so I think we can I think we can pull off another victory and maybe have it be a little bit more clean. Opponent goes first. That does mean we get to draw a card to see a little bit more here. Outside of that, that also probably means they're going to be going fast, bro. So, I don't know about this. I do like the monuments, though. We kind of showcased in that last game, what if you miss the monument? Well, your hand's going to be empty. And that's what that means, right? So, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it, yeah. Let's see what happens. A coast. Ooh, Mako. We actually don't have turn 1 Mako here anyways. We're just going to get the Restless Vents. With the Verge being a black source. Oh, there's a mountain. Okay. I don't think we cycle the Mako. I think it's totally fine just to play it. Especially if it gets countered or something. Nope, it lands. Does it eat a Get Lost or something like that? It does not. Okay. Okay, maybe we go full-blown tunnel grinder? No, it's definitely set up with Monument while the opponent's going slow. Especially maybe first Monument gets hit by a counter spell.
Emotions are distractions. Focus.
Okay, Jace is not like the worst thing in the world right now, right? Right. So if we go tunnel grinder for 5, Mako goes up to 3. We swing at the Jace, get it down to 1. But like, dude, we set up the monument for sure. They're tapped out. No question about it. No reason to attack with the Mako here. So with Jace, it could be Azorius Mill. It's probably Azorius Control, however. Demolition Field, Blast Zone, Beza. Holy cow, dude. Okay, they go back up to 22. They draw cards, too. But they're tapped out again. So another turn for Monument, maybe. Wow, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I guess we'll see. I guess, yeah, we could next turn play the second Mako. Another Verge isn't terrible. I hope this is okay, guys. Like, we're taking a lot of turns for setup, but so's the opponent. Second Monument. No attacks. Now, whatever we draw, we can try to trade out with the Brass's Tunnel Grinder. That'll be 3 discards. They go for the -2 mill. Harvester, Mako, Bitter Triumph. Bitter Triumph really could have come in handy. Temporary lockdown. Oh. Mako's out of the equation, but we get to keep the monuments and the tunnel grinder. Oh, Zombify. Wow. Okay, making an appearance. That's good news. It's just going to be tunnel grinder though, right? Maybe I'll keep the Zombify. Discard 2, get 2 of the monument abilities. Probably draw 2. Try to keep up pace. I should keep Zombify. I should. Because it's like one of the main things that we're trying to do in here. Although all 3 would be pretty cool. All 3 abilities. We don't really need treasure tokens, I guess. Alright. We draw 3. Draw a card. And then I suppose we start hitting the opponents. Wait a minute. Bitter Triumph in hand. One of these should be a treasure token. Draw a card. Yeah, the 1 treasure token. And then lose a life. Or lose 3 life. Now we're talking, guys. Now we're talking. All right. Also, I didn't play mana yet this turn. Wow. That's cool, I guess. Let's thin the deck list before going for a Bitter Reunion. I guess we didn't need the treasure since we didn't play mana yet, but I guess we'll grab a mountain because there's a good chance. Well, I guess our discard here is going to be the Blackcleave Cliffs. Should we get the Mako down and established first then? We totally should, right? Totally should. being held up by the opponent's blast zone, as you can totally tap the middle ability for X is 0. All right. Bitter Reunion, which I think I called Bitter Triumph, but there's a lot of bitter things in this deck list, huh? All right, Blackcleave Cliffs. I wish you were a Valgavoth. Ooh, another Zombify. All right. Opponent loses 3, and now we create another treasure token with that one. I guess creating that treasure token earlier, by the way, we could have missed an untapped source. That was also possible, so it makes a lot of sense there. Now we could go Bitter Reunion, give the Mako haste, and then swing at the Jace, but I think we're going to need that haste off the Bitter Reunion another turn. I hope that's okay, because temporary lockdown number 2 will pick up the Bitter Reunion anyways, so... a lot of things to think about here, guys, for real. Beza is also a big threat. It's a 4/5. Blast Zone can pop the Mako. If they don't have anything else in hand, which they probably do. They find their 6th mana. All right. -1 power for the Mako. It's like they might keep the Beza back here. They do. That's great news, actually. So I can only imagine a counterspell of some sort. And if they counter the Carnosaur, as long as it doesn't get exiled, we'll have a couple Zombifies a couple turns in a row. We also have Restless Vents if we want to power that up and swing and get the Monuments rolling. We also just could go the 3 ability on the Carnosaur and get the Monuments going that way too. Actually, that's really good, isn't it? If we go 3, we'll hit the Jace, get it down to 1, right? Because then we can go treasure tokens and card draw. We have 1, 2, mountain in hand. So we start with card draw because we still have 4 for the Zombify. Valgavoth, there you are, buddy. Hi. All right, Valgavoth in hand. Should we try the Zombify now? Yeah, totally. Totally should. We do it before combat too, see what we can do. See if it gets hit by a negate. Ooh, it lands. Ooh, Liliana, hi. That's a good -2. You know what I should have done earlier, though? Should have created an extra treasure token to be able to give the Carnosaur haste. I wasn't expecting all this to happen, though. I guess we could go plus. I guess we could go plus on the Liliana. Get the Valgavoth to the grave. Is that better than sacrificing Beza, though? I don't know, realistically. Probably. Also, just getting rid of a cut down could be pretty good here, too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A couple treasure tokens on the Monument. We could try to cast out the Valgavoth. Never mind. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in hand just in case. Because we're still trying to play around counter spells that the opponent isn't playing. Instead of treasure tokens, though, maybe I should just go -3 onto the opponent, right? Now that we have an engine established, I guess that makes the most sense. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot of decisions. And again, the last time I played with Monument of Endurance, or one of the last times, it was just melting my brain, dude. There's just so many options on any given turn once it's established and once that engine's going. Oh, Blast Zone for 3, but we get our Makos back. Oh, I'm really glad I went the 3 damage then, because we have one heck of a board state right now. We still got 2 mana available. Yeah, if they remove a Carnosaur or something, okay, they get that Mako down. Yeah, they're at 10. Losing our monuments is rough. Blast Zone's rough, huh? Don't forget, guys, Harvester, when it enters, its other creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn, not just the opponent's creatures. That's very important. Well, if I would have discarded Valgavoth last turn instead of a cut down, we could have tried to Zombify and then Bitter Reunion, tried to win this turn, right? Outside of that, a full swing at the opponent's face with the Restless Vents. Now discard Valgavoth, get it to the grave, right? We have to anticipate spot removal, but that doesn't mean that we don't go for this. Also, the Restless Vents has Menace anyways, so... Let's do it. The Makos are all going to get a buff from the Restless Vent swing, so they want to remove it now, before it attacks. Kind of on the edge of my seat here. All swing at the opponent's face. We're going for it. They remove the Carnosaur. Couple map tokens. I think we still end up discarding the Valgavoth, though. Even though the Zombify and the Carnosaur might be equally as good. Ooh, Fear of Missing Out. Very nice. So they do have one block into one of the Makos that's going to die. All right. That doesn't kill the Mako. There they go. So we're getting 6 through here. Too bad we don't have another way to discard at instant speed in hand, right? All right, we'll get the swamp down. If I play Fear of Missing Out now, I think a board wipe is coming next turn. So I'm just going to take the turn. I guess map token on Restless Vent, see what's on top. It's going to be a land. Map token on Restless Vent, see what's on top. It's a land. That's not great, guys. That's definitely not great. Cut down's open. With the opponent down to 4, this is anyone's game, dude. I hope it's not leaning towards them, but I kind of feel like it is. Depends how much they tap down here. Bitter Reunion could really be an MVP. Like, if they fully tap out, we just Zombify and then Bitter Reunion. But they're probably going to keep stuff open, right? Okay, Zombify, Brotherhood's End, cut down. Okay. Yeah, now that Valgavoth's actually in the grave, I should have never sent the cut down earlier, but I had a different line of play in mind. I think they're going to pass it, guys. With 5 mana open, I don't think Zombify actually lands. We might just have to... They just sent a Sunfall. Yeah, I don't think Zombify will land. So we're probably just going to have to power up Restless Vents. We'll still have enough mana if we go Fear of Missing Out first. See what happens here. We'll get rid of the Blackcleave Cliffs. The Makos get a boost. Oh, Zombify number 2 pretty much solidifies what we do for this turn. Because now, if it is going to be a counterspell, we'll have a Zombify for next turn too. Although, this Mako being a 6/6 is wild. A forced block there. Maybe it is Restless Vents, guys. We'll still have enough. Could go Fear of Missing Out number 2, but I kind of want to keep it and still play around that board wipe, right? We could also give haste to the Fear of Missing Outs. My apologies, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. Like, what ghosts are we playing around in the opponent's hand right now? 5 cards, 5 mana. Demolition Field. Demolition Field can pop the Restless Vents. They had the block on the 6/6 here. Dude, it's definitely Fear of Missing Out. Give haste to the fears, right? Totally. Get rid of the cut down. Keep both Zombifies as an emergency. We could find another creature, another cheap creature to give haste to, too. Okay, change the equation. Okay. At that point, 3 mana still open. Demolition Field still pops the Restless Vents. We should stay on task and give haste to the Fear of Missing Out, right? I think so. instead of the Restless Vents, because Restless Vents just gets picked up by Demolition Field. There's a small chance that they don't have more removal in hand. Okay, we untap the 6/6 Marauding Mako. Dude, it's gonna be removal for the Mako. It's Ride's End, actually. Okay. They have the block on the Fear of Missing Out. We get 3 through. Dude, what a match, huh? Oh, they block the Mako, letting us keep the Fear of Missing Out. Okay. Okay. I think I should have untapped the Fear of Missing Out, right? Because being at 4, man, but there's so much that could have been in their hand. Yeah, in hindsight there, the 6/6 had the biggest target on its back anyways. The thought process was, oh, they're forced to block it, right? Forced to remove. Oh, man. Oh, man. Send help, guys. Send help. How do we get around this? The Zombify, we no longer have Bitter Reunion on the board. Trumpeting Carnosaur. Hi, buddy. With just like a full cast on the Carnosaur. Again, getting some counter spells out of the opponent's hand wouldn't be bad. And then just try to go for the Zombifies after the fact. Wait a minute, we have enough for both Zombifies, guys. We have 8 mana on this board. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah, let's try to bring back that Valgavoth finally. Because now, if it gets hit by a negate, we just do it again with the second Zombify. And if that gets hit by a counterspell too, now we have Carnosaur in hand. Oh, Valgavoth. Holy cow. At that point, we have to anticipate a board wipe, right? Could still try to power up the vents. Demolition Field for the turn. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna do it eventually. We don't want to do second Zombify into the Carnosaur in the grave because I think that Sunfall's in their hand. So we'll finally get the Demolition Field off the board. Oh, they might. I mean, they might have something in hand. No, they want to do the field now. Okay. Okay. Very well. And we grab a mountain, I suppose. Man, I hope I'm playing this out well enough for you guys. Also, we have their Demolition Field now. Thank you, Valgavoth. Dude, this Beza, what a pain in the butt, dude. Oh. I should have played the Demolition Field. I didn't play mana that turn. Oops. Oopsie-daisies. Oh, I don't think we don't need the 9th mana, right, guys? Right? Board wipe. They got 3 mana. Night Market. Well. Probably Carnosaur from hand over Zombify for now, right? I think so. It lands. Easy peasy, huh? See what we discover here. Bitter Triumph. Dude, where were you when we needed that Bezagon, huh? Alright, we put it into our hand. That's great. It is. It's really good. I'm going to save the Night Market to trade it out. Again, I don't think we need the 9th unless we see Valgavoth off the top or something. I don't know, dude. I don't know. The opponent's deck list really controlling us well right now. Get lost. Okay. The great news here is we have Bitter Triumph open for the second Beza. Or another Jace. Pretty much anything. Like, I think we pay the 3 too. I don't even think we want to discard the cut down because there's still a small chance that the cut down will hit something important. Second Jace. Let's see what they do with this. Crap, we do have a lot in the grave, don't we? Alright, let's see what we mill. Oh, second Valgavoth is in the grave. Fear of missing out. Dude, we're in danger, aren't we? Crap. I'm keeping the cut down. Yeah, I'm going to pay the 3. Because they're going to go for a mill victory anyways, probably. Because we only have 17 cards remaining. A counterspell now might mean we get the Zombify. Okay, they keep the Jace around. Trumpeting Carnosaur. Wow. Dude, how are we going to get that last 2 through? How many monuments are gone? Only the 2 monuments. Only the 2 monuments, guys. So keeping Night Market. All right. Carnosaur, come on down, buddy. Dude, I'm on the edge of my seat for real. I feel like the deck list has really showcased itself this time round, right? But just control being brutal. I'll tell you what, that Blast Zone early on. This is why people play Blast Zone. I have a rough time with Blast Zone, though. There's a lot that I overlook with it sometimes on the board states and stuff. That being said, deck lists that run a lot of utility lands, I usually have a rough time with anyways. All right, fear of missing out. I guess fear of missing out. Trading out the cut down. I'd rather keep Night Market, right? Because we're looking for that monument, dude. We have 2 more of them packed in. 14 cards remaining. They have -9 on the Jace. I don't think we should activate the map tokens. We're getting to the point of the game where it really could come down to just a couple draws. But yeah, I'm not going to play anything. We could play Mountain to keep Night Market open for cycling, but I don't think we want to cycle that until we actually establish a monument on this board state, right? That being said, had we discovered 5 and hit a monument and... Well, oh no, there's a monument going to the grave. It was on top. Oh no. Oh no. Crap, dude. Board wipe number 2 is probably incoming. Stock up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I think it's board wipe. Jace! No, Jace, why? Good stuff, opponent. Good stuff. All right. That's all of our cards. Brutal, man. So how far? Oh, the monument was 3rd from the bottom there. Ah, really good game, opponent. It's too bad I couldn't pull off that victory for you guys. And it might have come down to me. Getting them down to 2 is no joke. There was probably something here. There's probably something here. I totally didn't drop them the GGs, did I? Yeah, anyways, there's probably something. Guys, let me know in the comments for sure. Did you see a pathway through? There's so much going on in these games where it's like, how could we possibly figure out the path, right? Because there might have been a moment earlier where I drew a card instead of dealing 3 damage to the opponent, but you could blame it on that, but then I'd be 1 card short in my hand and stuff, which all that really, really matters. So there was that turn where I didn't discard Valgavoth. But again, that's all in hindsight. As in that moment, we weren't planning to bring back Valgavoth and give it haste anyways. Oh, I know one thing for the deck list, though. More haste might be required. Woo! Achievements galore. Guys, we're at the end of the video, so let's go ahead and check out these achievements. Also, while I have you here, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link, too, if you're interested joining either of those up and supporting the channel that way. Holy cow, guys. We got 3 achievements today, for real. Have 80 creatures leave your graveyard over any number of games. Okay. Have a creature card with mana value 8 or greater enter from your graveyard. Nice. That's cool. That's cool. Sacrifice 100 creatures over any number of games. Awesome. Probably all from the opponents having us sacrifice, right? While we're here, end of video pack 2, right? Let's do this. It's a explosive getaway. Nice. I'll have to try that board wipe out at some point. All right. Here's the deck list again, guys. I'd say a lot of those losses, it's hard to blame the deck list, you know? If I would have played it out a little bit better, we probably could have pulled off a better win rate. Also, when you sit back and you look at it, you're like, wow, there's a lot of really good cards in here and a lot of really established concepts for Rakdos Reanimator, Fear of Missing Out, Zombify, of course, right? But then just incorporating the discard theme too, with Monument of Endurance being our main card draw here. Literally all of our removal really came in handy, except for the cut down in that last game, but still could have been something. They could have had their Restless Land, and this hits their Restless Land really well, so that's something to consider, I suppose. Harvester of Misery could probably be cut down to 1 and probably want another top-end big old chunky creature. Something. Third Valgavoth? Maybe. A lot of ways to get around the Valgavoth right now, huh? If Valgavoth is your only card on the board, your opponent's just going to have you sacrifice it. You know what I mean? Outside of that, is it always going to be the only card on the board? Probably not, because of our early creatures like Mako and Fear of Missing Out. Oh, guys, I totally forgot to bring this up in the middle, too. The YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like, and if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing, because it really does help out the channel. So, thank you. Anyways, back to the final thoughts. I liked the one of Night Market because that gave us a chance. That gave us a little bit of hope in that last game where if we saw the Monument, we could have just cycled out the Night Market and won, right? Just go -3. That opponent's Blast Zone, that was probably the turn that was the nail in the coffin, but it wasn't over, man. It wasn't. There was no real reason to drop a concede in that game, as at any point we could have found it, and I do believe that. I think Bitter Reunion being a one-of might be a little silly, because, again, in that last game, if we saw a second Bitter Reunion to give our creatures haste just for 1 extra turn, there it is, right? Harvester Bitter, but now we have 1 less top-end creature to reanimate, but how often are we reanimating Harvester anyways? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know. Relying on the Carnosaur in the grave, mostly. 1 less Harvester is 1 less piece of removal, which really came in. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to change it back. I'm not 100% convinced right now. I think more testing required for sure. For sure, dude. I think if we play another 5 games or however many games we played, I think we could win all of them, right? Or we could lose all of them. I think this could go either way. I'm relatively confused, dazed, confused. Something probably needs changed. Let's do some rearranging based on the bottom abilities again. See, we're really peaking up over the 3 drops, but that doesn't mean we want more mana either. 24 land felt pretty good, especially when we're trading out this much too. You're sending creatures to the grave and then you're drawing more mana. That happens a lot in these type of builds, so I think 24 makes a lot of sense. Here's the split in the mana base again, guys, with the Verge of just being treated as more swamp in this scenario. We are leaning a little red, so it ends up working out in our favor. Fabled Passage also helping us grab the basics, so the Verge just ends up being excellent to dual land regardless. Restless Vents, yeah, I do like the one of, and I think that Restless Vents is one of the main reasons we were able to get so close in that last game too. If the opponent missed the second Jace, we could have easily won on that next turn, but what I thought they had was just a board wipe instead, until they found their other mill strategy. But instead, they just picked up the other Jace to win that way. I think that match would have been pretty hard for pretty much any deck list too, which is another reason why I'm pretty on the fence here. A lot of those games would have been tough for any deck list that we brought to the table. So what could we do to balance this out to make it a little bit better based on the meta that we saw today? I have no idea. I am thinking about the Harvester going down to 1, and I'm definitely thinking about more Bitter Reunions as well. There's other ways to give haste in a fancy deck like this, right? Like we can consider the enduring courage. There it is. I couldn't remember. There's so many awesome enduring creatures, but enduring courage could be interesting. It's gonna... maybe this should have made the honorable mentions. I'm not convinced by the Enduring Courage right now, but it could be very interesting. Yeah. How do you guys feel about Marauding Mako as a 4 of in here? I think we could probably successfully have it as a 3 of. And maybe that could be the second Bitter Reunion. Mako, early game creature, grows as the game goes on, especially when we're discarding this much. Or late game cycle when it comes time to get some benefits off the monument. I do like the double Brass's Tunnel Grinder. I think we'd go up to 3 or 4 if we had more early game creatures that benefited, but only having the Mako, I think the 2 makes a lot of sense here. Liliana. Yeah, the big thing that I'm stuck on right now is that last game, that last control game, which is why I'm stuck on this concept of giving more haste to our things. See, I could see going down to 1 Brass's Tunnel Grinder, go up that Bitter Reunion. Maybe that is what I end up doing. Hold on, let me rearrange the deck list. Crap, dude. Yeah, I'm really stuck on that concept of giving haste. Brass's Tunnel Grinder doesn't do that, but it was so good today. But again, when we rearrange, we're really peaking up over those 3 drops, right? So 1 less, like 1 of Liliana, 1 of Tunnel Grinder. I think that the 1-ofs are still very much worth it. And then it's going to come down to, you know what? Bitter Triumph would have been excellent today in multiples too. Having more chances to see the Triumph. How do we feel about that, man? I just did pretty significant change. I don't know why I keep rearranging and then wanting to see what the deck list looks like without rearranging, but okay. How do we feel about that? I don't know. We dropped a Tunnel Grinder, went up a Bitter Reunion, dropped a Cut Down, went up a Bitter Triumph. So Bitter Triumph, again, going up this too, it just works with the whole discard theme, works with Mako, works with everything, dude. You got to get that top end into the grave. And then again, rearranging. Okay, putting it back. I like it. I like these changes. And yeah, more testing required. Let me know in the comments, what does your Rakdos Reanimator look like? Does it have this whole discard theme packed in as well? Yeah, hopefully I played it out well enough for you guys today. I kind of feel like I didn't, but hopefully I did. Made it this far into the video for real. Y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. And I will see you in the next video.